Welcome to Land of the Bible. I'm David Sussman, your personal tour guide here in the land of Israel. And in today's episode, we are going to explore the southern city of Eilat. Eilat is Israel's most southern city, located right on the Red Sea. It borders with Jordan and Egypt and is an eyeshot of Saudi Arabia. It has an incredibly long history. In fact, archaeologists have discovered prehistoric tombs that date back to the 7th millennium BCE. There's biblical history, as it's mentioned in several books of the Jewish Bible. We know that Solomon built copper mines here and traded with the Egyptians from this port. However, throughout history, it remained a relatively small fishing village until 1949, when Israel liberated this area of the land of the Bible. Let's now learn a little bit about those battles. According to the UN Partition Plan of 1947, the area of Eilat was destined to become part of the new Jewish state. However, at the beginning of the War of Independence in 1948, Jordanian forces seized control of this area. It wasn't until Israel conducted Operation Uvda in March of 1949 that the Negev Brigade was able to liberate the area of Eilat, which marked the end of the War of Independence. Today, Eilat is Israel's port to the Far East, with a thriving economy based on trade. It's also a hot resort destination for both locals as well as tourists from abroad. There are an abundant amount of five-star hotels, restaurants, water activities, and incredible hiking through the canyons of the Eilat Mountains. Let's now discover this incredible city, Eilat. In 1949, a Jewish Moroccan man by the name of Avraham Kisus decided that he wanted to do his part in helping establish the Jewish state of Israel. He came here and joined the newly formed Israel Defense Forces. He fought in the War of Independence, but in 1951, after serving for 2 years, he decided to return to Morocco. There, he met his wife Tamar and had 2 children. However, in 1961, he decided to return to Israel and he established his home here in Eilat. Little did he realize that nearly 70 years later, his now 7 children would be living in the port city of Eilat that he helped build. Today, one of his sons, Shai, along with a few of his brothers, runs Kisuski Water Sports that offer several activities, including parasailing, tubing, jet skiing, tornado boats, banana boats, and so much more. In fact, you could easily spend an entire afternoon hanging out on his private beach and enjoying all the activities that he has to offer. Let's continue as we learn more about Eilat.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. walk in the steps of Jesus, and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
One of the more popular beaches and attractions here in Eilat is the Dolphin Reef. They offer a private beach to its visitors and a full array of amenities, including spa services such as massages and relaxation pools. But the most popular part of this reef is swimming with the dolphins. Let's now meet one of the dolphin experts to learn more about these incredible mammals. We're now joined by one of the dolphin experts here at the reef, Eilat Gal. Eilat, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. I welcome you here.
So many people today are against having dolphins and whales and all types of animals in captivity, but you don't really have them in captivity here. Explain that to us.
So we actually have here a group of dolphins. Right now we have 4 of them. They were all born here. They live and maintain their social life. We try to interfere as less as possible in their lives. So they play, they hunt, they fight, they mate. They're not depending on us when it comes to food. They can hunt their own food by themselves. And they actually have the freedom of choice to go wherever they want to. They can go out to the sea whenever they choose to go out. They go out to join boats, to play, to hunt, and they always come back. They come back for the same reason we always come back home. It's our safe place. We have a good relationship with them. They like it here. So they have the freedom to go wherever they want.
That's incredible. So these dolphins were born right here in the Gulf of Eilat.
Yeah.
So you also offer an opportunity for visitors to swim with the dolphins. What exactly is that?
We have a diving center here which offers people going diving or swimming with them. Basically, when you go inside their home to see them interacting in their own lives, you're not allowed to touch them when you go inside the water because you're visitors and you're strangers, so out of respect, you don't touch them. Because they know people are not touching them, they will come close and feel safe to come close. So people actually have the opportunity to just observe them very close in their natural environment and see them playing and fighting and hunting, which is an incredible experience to see wild animals close as you see them.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. But not everybody feels comfortable to go swimming with the dolphins, so you also have an area that people can walk around and still get close to the dolphins.
Yeah, it's actually where we're standing right now. It's a pier that offers people the opportunity to go inside their natural environment, their home, and then to see them from close by while they're interacting with one another. Also, one of our staff is always sitting here during the day, explaining about the dolphins, offering himself to the dolphins. The relationship that we have with the dolphins is based on trust, love, and knowing each other. We're here for them, they're not here for us. So if they do choose to join us while we're here, people can see them very close by. They can sit on the pier, offer them a touch when they put their hands or legs in the water. If a dolphin chooses to come close enough, it's okay to touch them because here on the pier, you cannot actually move. So if the dolphin comes close, he knows exactly where he is. So it's his choice.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. So tell our viewers something about dolphins that maybe they don't realize.
There's a lot of fun facts about dolphins. Basically, they're not fish, they're mammals. And as mammals, they suck milk, they give birth to babies. And mammals also have hair in one stage or another of their life. So dolphins are born with a mustache.
Really?
Yeah, it's something that they don't need and it falls off in the first few weeks, but it's actually like 5 whiskers like a cat that in the first day he uses to find the nipple of his mother to suck milk from, and then it just falls off. Dolphins do not sleep. They cannot sleep because they have to think about breathing, and they live in the water and they breathe air like us. So they actually only rest. Half of the brain is resting and the other half keeps all the system working, and that goes on for about 4 or 5 hours. Every few minutes they switch the half of the brains. You can see the dolphin is resting because they swim slower. The breathing is rhythmed, one eye is shut, but the brain waves are working, so it's not sleeping, it's only resting. And also hunting methods. There are beautiful hunting methods that you can see dolphins are inventing in the world. Their motto of inventing hunting skills is minimum effort, maximum gain. They're lazy animals.
That makes sense.
Yeah. They're very similar to us in so many ways. That's one of the ways that they're similar to us. But it's amazing just watching them and seeing them.
Well, Edvant, we really appreciate your time and we wish you the best of luck here with the dolphins.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Let's continue as we head further south to another one of the water attractions here in Eilat.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. Walk in the steps of Jesus and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
For those who aren't too keen on going into the water, but still want to experience the abundant wildlife that exists here in the Red Sea, then you have to visit the Underwater Marine Observatory here in Eilat. It's an idea that was formed by Maurice Kahan, an avid scuba diver who unfortunately was injured during one of his dives and is no longer able to go into the water. That's when he teamed up with a well-known marine biologist, David Friedman, and together they developed the idea of constructing the building you see behind me, which is an underwater observatory. Let's now head into the building, go down below to see how it was constructed and what it is we can find below the water. The Underwater Observatory is an engineering feat even by today's standards. Over 100 tons of metal was used just in the building itself, while another 600 tons was required in order to sink the structure to the seabed below. Of course, they didn't want to disturb the wildlife here. They didn't want to injure the coral reef. So the entire structure was built on dry land and brought out here using several different boats, and finally, once here, as I mentioned before, it was sunk to the bottom. The observatory itself offers incredible panoramic views of the Red Sea. Coral reef, tropical fish, sometimes even sharks and sea turtles can be seen through these windows, which protects the visitor behind a foot of glass. This is an incredible experience for both young and old, giving the visitor an experience similar to that of scuba diving. Let's check out some of the beautiful views that can be seen through these windows. Wow, that is cool. So Nita, one of the guides here at the Marine Observatory, was just telling me that this pool over here, they're raising sea turtles. And sea turtles are absolutely incredible species. They can live up to 120 years and grow to a size of 660 pounds. But unfortunately for the sea turtles, they are becoming extinct throughout the entire world. So what they're doing here at the Marine Observatory is they've built an island in the middle of the pool with sand that the sea turtles can lay their eggs on. Once they hatch, they now will raise those sea turtles until roughly the age of 2, when they'll be strong enough to survive in the wild on their own. And already they've released hundreds of these sea turtles, trying to increase the number of this species here in the Red Sea. Thanks, Nital. We really appreciate all that information.
Sure, no problem.
Over the last 40+ years, this site has expanded tremendously. Only in 2015, it opened its newest exhibit, known as Shark World. Behind a very thick piece of glass, you have 790,000 gallons of water, making it one of the largest aquariums in the world and the largest in Israel. Let's now walk around to see some of this amazing exhibit. The aquarium has several exhibits. Some of them are interactive with computer screens that teaches the visitor about the various species that live in the Red Sea. But my favorite exhibit, it's called Crossing the Red Sea. You literally walk through a tunnel. In every direction you can see the wildlife that lives here in the Red Sea. I have to imagine that this is what it must have been like for our ancestors when they crossed the Red Sea in the biblical narrative in the book, the Exodus. There are several activities and exhibits here, including feeding times for the various animals that live here. There are restaurants and playgrounds for kids and an area that you can shuck oysters in order to look for the pearls inside of them. There's also the Coral 2000, a semi-submerged yellow boat that runs along the coast of Eilat, allowing you to see all of the coral reef that lives here. And of course, there's also the Amazon hut that I'm standing in right now, which features the area of South America with freshwater fish, spiders, snakes, and all of the various life that lives there. Let's now continue as we explore more of the city of Eilat. We're here on the 14th floor of the beautiful Dan Eilat Hotel overlooking the incredible Red Sea. And we're joined by Shabtai Shai, the former Director General of the Ministry of Tourism and the current head of the Hotel Association here in Eilat. Shabtai, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
So as the head of the Hotel Association, tell us a little bit about what Eilat has to offer in regards to accommodations.
First of all, Eilat is the biggest center of hotel rooms in Israel. We have in Eilat 11,000 rooms, which is 1/4 of all the hotel rooms in Israel, from youth hostels to 5 stars deluxe, from all-inclusive hotels to apartment hotels. Actually, whatever you cater for, it's here in Eilat.
So you have more hotel rooms here in Eilat than in Tel Aviv?
Definitely, and in Jerusalem.
Wow, that's incredible. So what's the future of tourism here in Eilat?
We are looking very optimistically to our winter season 17-18. We expect about 60 direct flights from Europe to Eilat, bringing over 200,000 tourists to Eilat, which is unprecedented. It's an all-time record to Eilat, which proves just the popularity of Eilat in the European market, which was helped very much by the development of the low-cost airlines, which bring to Eilat all these holiday makers.
And I understand you just constructed a new international airport in order to accommodate all these planes.
That's exactly the point. We have now the international airport. It will be opened hopefully in the next few months.
Shabtai, we're here in the heart of the Middle East. We have Jordan to our east, we have Egypt to our south, and an eye shot of Saudi Arabia. What's the relationship like with our neighbors?
Look, we have good relations with Egypt, but at the moment you know that Sinai is not exactly a center for tourism because of all the incidents and the developments, the security developments here in Sinai. But our warm relationship at the moment is with Jordan and with Aqaba. It's almost our sister city. The people are landing in Aqaba and crossing the border to Eilat and vice versa. And the most interesting thing is that we employ over 1,000 Jordanians coming to Eilat, working throughout the day in Eilat and going back to Aqaba in the evenings. And it's a win-win situation because there is unemployment in Jordan, and there is a shortage of manpower in Eilat, and we are all winning from it.
Amazing. And also a lot of tourists here in Eilat travel to Jordan, to Petra, and to Wadi Rum.
Definitely. In my eyes, at least, it's you know that the modern tourist is looking for new destinations. So the combination of going to Jordan, to go to Petra, to Jarash, and then crossing the border, coming to Eilat and enjoying all these attractions in Eilat, and then continue to the north of Israel. That's, I mean, you cannot dream about a better package, a better tour than the one that we can offer at the moment.
Shabtai, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring our message to your viewers.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Stay tuned as we continue to explore more of this city.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. Walk in the steps of Jesus and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
Just north of Eilat is Timna Park, an amazing geological wonder that's been formed over the course of millions of years. You see, the Syrian-African Rift, the largest rift valley in the entire world, caused all of the mountains you see around me. This, coupled with erosion that's been caused by wind and water, has created some of the most beautiful formations you can possibly imagine. There's also an incredible amount of archaeology here. Throughout the ages, civilizations have dug massive copper mines here, already dating back to the Chalcolithic period over 5,000 years ago. But it was the Egyptians who turned this place into a mega mine. They dug massive shafts into the ground and long corridors along stretches of copper ore. In addition to this, they built massive furnaces in which they could heat up to great heights in order to melt the copper right out of the rock itself. They built temples to their various gods that they worshipped right here in Timna. But that's not all. Later on during the Iron Age, the Israelite period, King Solomon also built mines right here in Timna Park. There's also a visitor center that offers a multimedia presentation that gives over the history and geology of this magnificent place. There are many ways to enjoy the park. You can hire a private guide, take a Jeep tour, or travel in your own vehicle. If you're a thrill seeker, there's also rappelling along the cliffs of Timna Valley. You can also rent bicycles and ride through the trails or hike them if you wish. There's also a desert oasis with a full-service restaurant, a small lake that you can use paddle boats on, and also activities for children. Let's continue to explore the area of Eilat. After a sun-drenched day here in sunny Eilat, nothing could be better than taking a stroll in the evening here along the boardwalk. You'll find craft markets, carnival rides, restaurants and cafes, and live music venues. It's a great way to spend your night here in Eilat. Eilat has expanded throughout the decades, from a small fishing village to a large city. Yet most Israelis consider the place to be quite transient. They say people come here for a good time, not a long time. And that's why it's quite rare to find somebody who was born and raised and decided to remain right here in the city. But that's what we find in the owner of the restaurant that we're sitting in now, Halev Harachav. Tzachi Ben Dan grew up helping his father run the family business, a falafel stand in downtown Eilat. And he followed in that tradition by opening up this dining establishment right downtown. In the few short years it's been open, it's already ranked as one of the top restaurants in the city. It's a fish and steakhouse where they fly in fresh fish daily from Tel Aviv and have a smoke room where they smoke their own meat on the premises. They also serve fresh baked bread and a plethora of salads. It's a great way to end an awesome day touring around the city of Eilat. I'm going to dig into my dinner, but stay tuned as we continue on Land of the Bible. Join us next time on Land of the Bible as we discover the Jezreel Valley with all of its biblical archaeology and Megiddo and Beit Shean, as well as many of the modern activities that one can do while visiting this region in Israel. Wow, what a great city Eilat is, with its history and exciting activities, and of course, the beautiful nature. Thank you for watching Land of the Bible. And remember, I'm David Sussman, your personal tour guide here in the land of Israel. Make sure to join us next time as we connect you to the people, places, and land of the Bible.